Coinbase is so boring. It's like, okay, I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some ETH, but like we talked about last time, where's the yam coin? Where's the fun coins? How can I buy $100,000 socks on Coinbase? You can't.
Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms. Today, we are talking with our go-to crypto correspondent. This person we talked to in episode 42 and 43, all about blockchain, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even spaghetti coin. But today, we get crazier. Because today, we are talking about non-fungible tokens. Dylan, what the hell are NFTs? Well, I'll let this person explain, but the short of it is basically all those memes you see online selling for millions of dollars. And this shit's crazy. We get into the craziness of it. We talk more so about beyond just the bubble, because this is a bubble. It's this big hype machine, but some of it will last. And we want to talk about the opportunities that are here now and also going to be here 5 years down the line. Because for creators, like anyone, say musician, an artist, YouTuber like us, watch this shit on YouTube. Oh, gonna be a lot of good B-roll. Even someone on OnlyFans, they could make a lot of money, not only now, but way into the future, because this changes the way they monetize. We get into it all. We even get into how this person, I'll just say his name, Ian Lapham. We get into how Ian is currently wearing what could have been hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of digital socks. It's just a fun episode. It's always a fun episode with Ian. So if you want to find him online, connect. He's on Twitter at Ian Lapham, IANLAPHAM. Man, I'm on top of my spelling game. Find him there. You're going to want to connect, but listen to the whole episode because it just heats up and up and up. He's our first guest in a while. I recorded this intro maybe 40 times. So I'm going crazy, but you're going to go crazy for him. So let's get into it. This is the crypto episode on NFTs with Ian Lapham. Yeah, I went full degen today. I had to do it. I don't think I've ever worn sleeveless in the pod. I haven't shaved in like a week and a half is all I got. But
it's nice. The degen episode.
All right, so I guess so where do we start?
The plan
of action. So we started with my dad, Slick Rick. He hit me up. He's like, he's hearing all this mumbo jumbo about this non-fungible token action. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Dylan, hit up your boy Ian. I saw him on pod 42 and 43 or whatever the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's talking about. And then the second I text you, you're like, oh boy, Dylan, you're in way too deep. We got to get on the pod, run it back because there's just too much here.
Yes.
So that brings us up to date. But I mean, the socks was the crazy thing right out of the gate. I think that was what opened this whole can of worms with 100K socks.
Yeah. For context.
Really quick before the socks, Ian.
Sure.
The fact of the matter is I did no preparation for this.
That's good to mention.
That's good to know.
That's why we kicked him off the pod originally. And we came back, kept that part of it.
So the plan is by the end of speaking with you, Ian, I hope to understand everything about non-fungible tokens, certainly the socks. And Pop, you prepared.
Yeah. I did about 3 hours of about 80% invested energy research. So that's probably 2 hours of cramming right there.
That's pretty good.
And I've just been hearing about it in the background for a while. So I'm at like a 7th grader level.
Nice.
And then Belky's at like 1st grader, maybe nothing.
Nice. Okay, that's good. We have some metrics.
Yeah.
To measure our success here.
We'll have deliverables at the end.
I don't know how you actually measure 7th grader. But
I mean,
where do we start? Why?
Wait. There's just too much. It's been so long without guests. I don't even know how to start these anymore.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I do want to mention something about Uniswap after this.
Okay, you can mention that. I was going to say, Dylan just texted me, and normally I would just answer him, but there is too much to put in a text if it's not doable. So it's either in this format or me calling you. So that's how we ended up here.
The Google Doc. Yeah, most guests are just like, I'm going to show up on the call. But Ian's like, let me throw you some links. Here's a whole 2 pages full of goodies.
I didn't get to do that in my zero preparation. So I'm going to,
we'll talk about it.
I'm excited to get into that after now.
Yep.
So before we jump into Ian, I think Henry and I didn't properly understand what the hell Uniswap was back in the day. Like we kind of knew people traded and they got coins that they wanted on it. But I mean, we weren't deep in the world. You were our introduction. You popped the cherry for us for this crypto world. now I'm starting to realize, because everyone mentions Coinbase, and that's like your go-to. You have cash, you want to buy some crypto, you go there.
Yeah.
But I feel like you got, because that's kind of, what do they call it? Centralized, where they're kind of the intermediary. But what you guys do, you're kind of like, you're not really there because it's all through, is it through smart contracts and basic, or whatever you want to call them? You don't need people really between. So you can just swap tokens. You do need tokens, so you can't buy it with cash, though. Is that right?
Exactly. So Coinbase is where you go to change your US dollar to a crypto. So you turn USD into, you buy Bitcoin, right? You buy Ethereum, you buy any of these. And then they let you do some trading between a very limited number of assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. Uniswap is on the blockchain. So once you have crypto, once you're in that world, you can swap between tens and hundreds of thousands of other assets. And Uniswap is just these smart contracts. So it's code floating up in the cloud. Our company couldn't shut it down if we wanted to. I couldn't shut it down if I wanted to. No one can shut it down. It's on 24/7, and people use them to swap tokens. So it's basically like Coinbase on steroids. It's global. You can't shut it down, and you get way more tokens. So that is what Uniswap is.
I felt sweat, like a drop of sweat just drop and hit my, it's so hot in here and I run so hot. Thank God I got this.
There's no shutting Ian down 24/7 on the Uniswap.
Ian's just doing every transaction. It's like, yeah, sure, it's on the blockchain,
Okay, pop sweat and continue.
But wait, really? Okay, sorry. So there's no one in between. And what I heard is part of the good thing is you're not identified.
Hey, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like it's decentralized.
That's the word. That's the buzzword. And it is.
DeFi.
Yes, DeFi. That's what the D in DeFi means. Decentralized finance. Yes, Uniswap is actually decentralized, meaning it's kind of a BS word at this point, but it means that basically a way to test is, could you shut it down? Could America, could Joe Biden freak out and say no more Uniswap? He couldn't. There's no way. There's no way that anyone in the world can shut it down unless they coordinated to blow up every computer in the world. But that's unlikely. So,
but Coinbase, Biden could if he really wanted to.
Yeah, the U.S. government any day could say no more crypto in America. Coinbase, it's illegal for you guys to operate, and they shut it down like that. But that probably won't happen. Coinbase is still pretty good. For most people, that's what you're going to want to use. It's easy. It makes sense. They control your money for you, so you don't have to worry about it. When you trade things on the blockchain natively, so when you're interacting with things directly, like with Uniswap, you have to maintain your own wallet. You have to be careful about things like private keys and stuff like that. So it's way more stressful. If you're just a casual person who wants to get some crypto, you should use Coinbase probably. But if you want to get deep, if you want to buy all these new tokens, if you want to not have someone watching you all the time, you should probably do it a different way. You should probably get your own wallet, and then you can use something like Uniswap. There's other options out there, but yeah, that's kind of the difference. Like, are you an extreme power user, or are you chilling and do you want to just, buy some Bitcoin?
Ian, I don't see this often. And you've said nothing funny, but for some reason, Henry's giggling in the background. And I don't know. Maybe it's just the first grader in him.
It's when I think about this whole world being degenerate, and you're like, if you're a power user and you really want to get into this, Coinbase is not going to be enough for you. No. It's not. Let me tell you,
it's not enough. Coinbase is so boring. It's like, okay, I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some ETH, but like we talked about last time, where's the yam coin? Where's the fun coins? How can I buy $100,000 socks on Coinbase? You can't, but you can do that.
Slick Rick, stick to Coinbase.
He's not a power user.
And you gotta know what you're doing, because you'll click on an ad, you'll get your stuff hacked to bits. You'll get hacked so fast, you'll lose all your money.
These are the most talented engineers in the world.
Who?
Yes,
building these things.
Oh,
definitely.
You'll get hacked to bits.
You'll get hacked to bits. Virus. You'll lose your passwords. You'll forget everything, and it won't work. So if you're gonna go into the rabbit hole, be ready to make a lot of spreadsheets, take a lot of notes, get protected passwords, all that kind of stuff, and go hard. But I think it's fun. and it is fun.
So
And I'm a
that
power
brings us
user.
up to speed. I guess I'll mention in the intro that's where you work. That's actually, you got DM'd by, I guess, your boss or the person that runs Uniswap. I forget exactly who, but basically that got you your job. And now you've been working there for a while. How long has it actually been? Because 6 months ago or so, probably longer if we talked.
Yeah, so much has changed since then, but I've been here since the summer of 2019. No, yes, that's true.
What's
Halfway through
changed?
that summer. Well, since then, crypto has just blown up. Since we last talked, it's blown up.
Yeah, it's all I see in Twitter. I'm not even in the crypto Twitter. All I follow is who's that? The brothers that do a lot. Not the Winklevi too. The Winklevi, and then
Patrick Collision.
No, there's some other dude with a newsletter. I forget his name.
Bloom.
No,
Bloomberg?
well, I don't know. Bad example, but basically, I see it everywhere, and I'm not even in this world, so I can't imagine within it. Like
Poplansky?
no, oh yeah, Pomp.
Pomp.
Yeah,
Pomp.
we got there, but yeah, I just see that shit everywhere. It's like constantly 50,000, 52,000, 53, 54, 55, whatever it's at right now. You can't avoid it. So I can't imagine on the inside, is it fucking popping off over the last 6 months?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like every day there's like a new thing that we get in our DMs. People are raising all types of money. My roommate is just closed, like, I won't say his name, but he just closed like $12 million in funding for his company. He's kicking ass. Like, people are like, it's red hot. And yeah, it's just a start too. Like, this year is going to be crazy.
How do I cop?
Yeah, Ian, you're basically like Henry 2.0, where you got the degen in you, but you're actually doing something. I assume since you're so deep in this world, you got to have some success too. But Belky,
you always tell me there's like ways to raise money on the blockchain. I'm like, how do I get a piece of that pie?
Yeah, I mean, investors love.
I don't think they want you there.
Yeah, they love put a.
Crypto his crypto project got funded.
Yes, yeah. So like traditional funding.
You're saying his crypto got funded. Okay.
Yeah. But long story short, yeah, it's red hot.
Damn.
But I've been there since 2019, I guess. So I've been there. I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing this since I was like a junior in college. 2017.
Do you like things being red hot, or is it exhausting?
Oh, it's terrible. No, I can't sleep. I had to wake up to make trades. I have to answer people all the time with issues they have. Then there's people like you where it's fun, where we can like actually talk about it. It's
okay. So here's the plan, Ian. Before we get into NFTs, by the end of this podcast, I'm also going to have convinced you to quit your job, get on unemployment, and come work for me.
His employment contract is unemployment.
That sounds fun.
Because the U.S. government is funding Dunbar.
Actually?
Yes.
Oh, through the checks. I'm into that though. I need to catch up with you on that as well, because it's I think about it sometimes. I'm wondering how you're doing.
Yeah. What? Oh, you think
Different
about
time.
me sometimes.
I do. I see you on Twitter.
Another time.
But another time.
So,
yeah.
Okay. So when officially did you guys dropped the socks, I think last spring or something like that. Or 2019, was it?
2 years. 2019.
That was wow, holy shit. Okay, so 2 years. And I know I talked to Devin Finzer, which he has OpenSea. I remember it was just like the crypto kitties or kittens or whatever the fuck it just seems super silly to me. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, maybe he's doing well because he just bought our taxi to go around New York. So I'm like, all right, maybe he's doing all right. But like, now this shit's actually starting to pop off. Is it like in the last couple months? Why is it getting so much attention? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So the story with the socks is before I joined Uniswap, they had this idea. And when I joined, it was just coming to fruition. And like right when I joined, this is one of the first things that got worked on. But the idea with the socks was, what if we had a sock that existed only on the blockchain that used Uniswap to let people trade it back and forth? And then when you got the sock on the blockchain, you could redeem it for a real one. So then you have a digital one and a real one. That was the idea. And the whole point was basically to make like a fun game out of Uniswap itself, just purely for fun, whatever, we're going to make socks. And we put them on the Uniswap like protocol. So that's how they traded. But the whole point was it was like to do something fun, right? And for a long time, for years or like a year and a half, they were trading. They'd go from like $40 to $200 to like $80. You know, because like some people would buy them. I'm actually wearing mine right now. I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, so people thought that it was like a nerdy thing to have, right? Like it's like buying the Microsoft shoes when those came out like in the 90s, or like the Apple Reeboks, like, you know, kind of nerdy. Some people thought it was cool. In the past 4 months, 6 months, this NFT thing has gone absolutely exponential. People remembered that the socks existed, and then the price went through the roof. I'm looking at it now; they're about $72,000 per sock. So, like the socks I'm wearing right now are the most expensive drip you can get, better than any Gucci you can get.
The physical ones.
What'd you say?
Like the physical socks. Like,
so the way it works is there's this digital sock. It's a digital token. It exists on the blockchain. That's the expensive thing. That's the thing trading. That was 2 weeks ago, $100,000. There's no real sock attached to that. If you want, you can burn the token, get rid of it, delete it, and then we'll send you a real one.
And that's what you elected to do?
That's what I have. But I did that a year and a half ago. Yeah, I had 3 of them. Yeah. I messed up.
You got 3 pairs in your drawer right now. You're like, what the?
I had 3. That was like $300,000 I could have had. Was worth like $200 at the time.
You said I don't want the non-fungible token because the physical socks are cool.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted the sock. I wanted to wear it. And looking back on it, that was so dumb because of course people are going to go nuts over the digital sock, of course. But now,
of course, in hindsight, I mean,
yeah, I still have 1 pair in the box I'm going to save because I think on eBay I could probably one day get a ton of money for it.
So you have no tokens?
No, I have, like when you burn it, when you redeem it, you get like a little badge saying like I redeemed it, and you get like you get another digital sock, but that one's useless. That one's like selling for $1,000 now, but like it's better than nothing. But like, yeah, I messed up. Though.
It's like everyone wears their Gucci or whatever for status, but ain't nobody caring about the Uniswap socks right now. If you go, well, you can't go to the club or anything, but in the street, you're taking a jog.
That'll be quite the story for the rest of your life, though.
Yeah, it's like the guy who traded all his Bitcoin for pizza, but like I traded my socks for it. Like I bet they're going to go to 400K one day, $1 million per sock for sure.
How many are there?
So the beauty is there's only 500, and there'll only ever be 500.
And you had 3 or 4?
I had 3, and my mom had 1.
What did she do?
She sold it too, or redeemed it. Yeah, she was so mad. She's like, that's a college tuition. Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of the close to home example, clearly close to home, of non-fungible tokens. But it wasn't worth anything. Like you redeemed it a year and a half ago. It wasn't really worth much, I don't think, until fairly recently. Yeah. Like, is it? Because it's basically supply and demand, and you know, it's basically however much hype there is for it, that's going to be the price.
Exactly.
And so when did the hype officially start to really take off?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. These things are, it's the analogy I use is it's very much like streetwear. Like think of Supreme. A Supreme t-shirt is a low quality t-shirt, right? You could produce that t-shirt with a Chinese manufacturer for like $4 a piece. But it operates exclusively off of hype. That's why they're so expensive. Same with most streetwear brands, right? Like Antisocial, Social Club, all these things, Kith, any of these things. You're paying for hype. You're paying because it's scarce. You know that Supreme is not putting these things in every PacSun in America. You know that you can only buy them at Supreme stores or on the internet or resale. So it's the fact that they're scarce is what makes them valuable. So it's kind of a good analogy here. But this hype, that kind of hype started being introduced to these digital collectibles in crazy ways, probably about half a year ago. That's when things, at the end of last summer, August, maybe around the time when I last talked to you guys. I don't remember how long ago that was. That's when things started to get crazy. Who knows why? Maybe people started making a bunch of money in crypto and wanted to put it elsewhere. It also has to do with things like OpenSea. they talk about. The infrastructure has gotten good. So basically now there's a place where you can actually go buy these things. This one popped up called Super Rare, where it's like really exclusive access, very curated, only the best artists get on there. There's one called Rareable. But long story short, these places popped up where you could actually buy these things. They made it easier for artists to put their art on the internet and turn them into NFTs. And then it was a perfect storm, timing, everything. And they started going berserk, like absolutely crazy. The numbers on these things are nuts. Question.
I have a question.
Sure.
Thank you. People should watch this on YouTube and subscribe too, because then they can see me ask questions.
Yeah.
Can you guys explain OpenSea to me really quick?
Sure. I can take a stab at it here, and then Dylan, if you want it.
He's on a lag.
Oh, you got the lag switch on. I think you got the hub up, or what's you got something?
Things. Is it?
You lagged a second. I think.
Is it done?
We got the video going too, so I think it's just a lot going through Chrome.
We're good. Okay, OpenSea.
Now it's good. OpenSea is literally just eBay for digital goods. Like people can put their things up for sale, and you can bid on them and buy them. But you're not getting mailed something. You're just getting it sent to you right away. That's all it is. So it's a website, and you sign in with your wallet. And if you buy something, the thing goes into your wallet, and then you can take the thing you just bought and go do whatever you want with it. It's
strictly for cryptocurrencies or any digital product?
It's strictly for things on Ethereum.
Oh, okay.
Well, you use Ethereum to buy all the non-fungible
tokens on OpenSea.
Well, you're not getting you're not getting I guess you're getting a token. The token, you get like an actual, say you buy a picture, you're getting like a JPEG and it comes with a token. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So the way these things literally work is there's the blockchain. That's like the low level thing here. That's Ethereum. That's like the database. On top of that are these tokens floating around. Some of them are NFTs, which is a certain type of token. If you buy an NFT, it just so happens to also point towards like a image file. So it's like there's art attached with it. And then when it moves somewhere else, people know where to get the image file, or it can be audio. You can buy a song. So on OpenSea, what you're literally buying is a token, but it has a piece of art attached to it, like stuck to it. And all the way it gets stuck to it is on the blockchain. You don't really need to worry about that, but what you're literally buying is a token, but there's a piece of art attached to it. And the art is a picture or a song or an audio file. And
so you did that on OpenSea, and you elected to get a physical pair of socks.
Yeah. So with Unisocks, we sold the socks on Uniswap, not on OpenSea. It gets a little more confusing because the reason we did that was to show what Uniswap could do. Uniswap is a different way of swapping tokens. We did it on Uniswap. We created this other thing where if you proved that you had a token, we're going to mail you a sock. We added a thing on top of it. That's less standard. Most of these things exist just as digital art. There's no physical real world thing attached to it,
Okay. So like 6 months ago, there's this perfect storm of all these variables, like you say. And then it seems like with Bitcoin going through the roof, people being skeptical about just currency in the States and whatnot. There was one other event like a week or two ago that catalyzed a lot of this stuff.
Elon Musk bought a ton of Bitcoin.
Elon Musk, Dogecoin, but even still,
Wall Street Bets was kind of.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
GameStop, whole GameStop fiasco.
Why? Because they got fed up with, Citadel type people, and
people are like, all right, blockchain is the future.
Yeah,
decentralized everything is the future, and now Twitter's just NFTs all day long.
Exactly. Yeah, people got pissed. They were like, oh, I want to be able to trade my thing when I want to be able to trade it. And then Robinhood said no. Big hedge funds were like, we don't like this. So then everyone was kind of like, well, we can't fight the hedge funds forever. That's a losing battle. In that particular instance, we could. But something else we can do is just move our money away from the government where you can't see it. And I'm going to buy whatever I want, whenever I want, 24/7. And I'll buy it from someone in China now, or someone in Japan, Australia, Europe, whatever. Because screw these guys. I'm going to buy whatever. I'm going to trade memes. I'm going to buy a sock for $100,000. Like, screw it. Like, everyone's fed up, and they realize that, like, oh, there's this whole world out here where it's not run by big banks or hedge funds, and like, old people. It's just people like us.
Old people. Did you see a huge
what was the John Hancock
oh,
people?
Yeah.
John Hancock run by John
still
Hancock
fucked.
Yeah, they're so fucked.
They're the classic the John Hancock folks.
Did you see a huge influx of trading on Uniswap as everything with Wall Street Bets was going down?
Definitely. Yeah. Who knows if it's because of the same reason, but around that time we started there were days where we were doing more volume than Coinbase. As Uniswap. And we were doing more volume than Deutsche Bank consistently every day. We were crushing it and continued, like, it's just been growing exponentially. We had multi-billion-dollar days. We used to have we used to think a $10,000 day, like 2 years ago, was huge. Now we have billion-dollar days. And it's just getting bigger.
Wait, how many people are at Uniswap right now?
There's less than 15 of us now.
And you're not even fully, like you said, you could pretty much hands off it and it'd still run at least for a little
we could
while.
all be in an airplane and blow up today, and Uniswap would run forever. I don't want that to happen. That'd be terrible. But
flight down to Colombia whenever that happens for the crypto party.
Yeah, I got to tell you a story about that too. That involves professional poker players. Crazy stuff.
Oh no.
But
they're shutting us down.
We start talking about planes blowing up in Colombia, and he's gone.
They actually blew.
Wait. We missed you
back?
for a second. You said you have to tell a story.
Okay, we're back. Yeah, all right. You got Minnie for a second. I have to tell you a story about the Colombia thing that's going to happen. You guys should try to find your way down there. But yeah,
I will.
To finish the thought, we could stop working on it, and Uniswap would continue to exist and work.
That's amazing that under 15 people are managing a multi-billion-dollar trading exchange thing.
That's the beauty of crypto. Like, Coinbase has hundreds, maybe thousands of employees. We have like 12. When we built Uniswap V2, we had 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is because it's decentralized, where does Uniswap actually make money? Is it from all the socks? Is that your?
We do have
they all sold the socks. They've just got like $350 physical socks.
We do have a ton of socks. We do have like 600 or 800K in socks, but it's for a tech company. That's not a lot of money. We don't make any money at all off of the things that exist right now. For now, it's not a single dollar. Because we don't charge fees. All the fees go to the liquidity providers. So these are the market makers, the people that are providing the capital.
Ian, you would be great at Dunbar. We have nothing to pay you.
This is perfect. You guys make no money too?
How do you make money?
We don't.
Look at this podcast that does nothing.
It's called venture capital.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I gotta join then. This sounds fun.
You sold me.
I'm in. No money. I'm down. No, yeah, we don't make any money. There's no money.
Okay, but you're venture backed.
Yeah, we're venture backed. We do get rewarded because the team gets an allocation of the token. Since we last talked, the token became a thing, which is crazy. Because now you can go on Coinbase now and buy Uni token. Not telling you to do that or anything, but I had to say that. Yeah.
Dylan's dad will message me. You do have to say that. It's 30 minutes.
It's a disclaimer just for him.
A long time ago. He'll message me often. Well, he doesn't anymore because I have no knowledge. But he'd ask me if he should buy certain things or my views on certain companies. Like, Slick, just come on.
Well, Slick Rick. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you missed him. If you were on my high school team, that's when he was involved. He kind of dropped off in college, did his own thing, but he was deep in my whole world. But really quick, while we mentioned this kind of coin funding, we were talking with the other two people that in the room. I don't know identity wise if they want anything, but basically their brother, their friend was what the hell? What was
I got
that
you.
called?
Chainlink.
Chainlink. Okay. Yeah,
He's
so
like, I got it.
their brother's roommate / really good friend, I don't know, best friend, whatever, started Chainlink, and so they were telling us all about that, and basically like, yeah, it doesn't really. It's confusing how people make money out here because it's basically they just own a lot of the coin, and then people like the coin, and then that's where their money is
for now, right?
Yeah. So like the founding, that's pretty much it for a lot of these projects. The founding team and the investors get allocated a percentage of the tokens. Tokens go on the open market. They're worth something. They're not intended to be used as a stock. They're more for other purposes, but that is how you get rewarded. So yeah, you have equity just like you would in a regular company, but you end up with tokens. So the protocol itself doesn't have to make any money, and you still get paid out. Do you have
unitokens then?
Well,
Yeah. So disclaimer, I'm very biased. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. I don't know anything. It's not investment advice.
Yeah. No, that's super legit.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of so it's still it serves a dual purpose of being like stock, but you can also transact with it. Well,
yeah,
do you
get
actually
rewarded
transact with it at all?
You get rewarded in a way similar to a stock. We like to think of it like it's not like we expect the value to go up as our company does work. Like the company could just stop working and the tokens go. They're used for voting. They're used for governance. They're used so that like the rest of the world can vote on changes to it. Because like I said, we don't control it, but we let the token holders control it. So you could buy a ton of Uni token and then vote on how it's going to change in the future. So these things are big democracies almost, but they live on the internet only. But yeah, to get back to what you're saying, that is how these companies, the founders at least, or the investors, get a return for their work. It's one of the ways.
What is the other alternative? I know we'll get back to non-fungible tokens at some point, but I'm curious with actually monetizing, is that, or does it not even matter in the short term? Like, what is the actual plan for a decentralized exchange? Like,
See, the cool thing is it's up in the air because like we're the first companies to ever do this. Like there's no track record. Yeah. There's no formula. No one's ever done it before. We're only like 5 years into this, really. Like the companies existed before that all disappeared. So we don't know. There can be ways where we make certain products that make money. So say Uniswap exists as this thing. We make a really sick mobile app on your phone. We might start charging you for the mobile app or
Dunbar.
Maybe Dunbar. Maybe we do an integration with Dunbar. Yeah. Maybe Dunbar makes some money that way. But yeah, who knows? It could be like little offshoot products like that make money. There are ways to turn on fees in the protocols themselves. The issue is if you do that, someone will copy paste you and take away the fee. So yeah, we don't know.
You?
Yeah, because it's all up. It's all open.
Exactly. It's all
sourced essentially. I don't know what you call it, but
yeah, no, that's it. It's called open source. So like if we had a fee in Uniswap, someone could make, there's been all these versions of Uniswap. There's Pancake Swap, there's Sushi Swap, there's Dodo Swap and Moon Swap and Every Swap, Binance Swap. They all take the code and do their own thing. So
so you're saying somebody, if they were charged a fee on Uniswap, they could go into that open source file and just boop, 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 and remove that fee in the
It's
code.
not as easy as that. You could take all the code. You could basically take Uniswap and then go make Dylan Swap tonight. That works exactly the same, but you have to convince all the money to move over or else no one can trade on it. If there's no liquidity in it, then it's useless.
Oh, right. That was the thing I didn't fully understand was the liquidity, and somehow you incentivize liquidity. I don't know if we want to get into the weeds.
Yeah, it's definitely in the weeds.
This stuff hasn't been in the weeds yet.
They could get way more in the weeds.
Yeah, let's go to the document.
Yeah.
The master document. Like, what's the craziest stuff happening in NFTs?
Oh yeah.
Unless you have other things you want to go to first.
I'm done for some crazy shit. I got some ideas too. Let me tell you, but yeah, in terms of crazy stuff going on, I guess the socks, one of them. Anything else that's really popping off?
So this is the part where there's so much. There's so much.
This is why we're here.
I saw what the fuck is his name? The like weird craps person or what's
Beeple
Crap.
Yeah, I'm heavily invested in Beeple. I ate in tens of thousands of dollars into Beeple the other day on a whim. I was like kind of drunk, and all right, I gotta give like some context for what this is. Beeple Crap makes memes on Instagram, or they're not memes; they're just art, right? This dude's a legend. He's been doing these things called one a days, I think, or every days for like 10 years. So he'll make a little digital image for like, and he's been doing that since Instagram started. Beeple Crap is his name. Go look for him on Instagram. Yeah. He's like millions of followers.
We'll roll the B-roll on YouTube, baby. We're going to be swiping right through there.
Yep. Hell yeah. So Beeple Crap's the man. And then he started getting into crypto maybe a year ago. He was big into Ethereum. And then he found out about these things called NFTs. So he was like, so this dude's probably like not making that much money on Instagram, right? Because he's not doing ads. I don't know if he does YouTube or anything, right? But this dude has millions of followers, but he's like, how do I share my art? And he started making these digital versions of his artwork that are selling. Like one of them ran, let me do the math here. This one right here. There's 100 of these. It's a picture of a bull with an American flag on it. Each one selling for $700,000. That's $70 million in assets right there. That's one of them. There's hundreds of these.
People buying those?
People are buying them for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
I did the other night when I was smashed.
Yeah. No, I don't have any. But if you can get your hand, the thing is, the way they do this is they do these things called drops. So Beeple will be on Twitter and he'll be like, okay, in 2 weeks, we're doing a drop. And this is going to be what it is. And he'll post an image and it'll be like the art. And then the day of the drop, these things go for sale on something like OpenSea. And everyone around the world races to bid on a price. They get in for like $20,000, $30,000, whatever. It's an auction essentially. It's very similar to real art. But then they're so limited and this guy's so famous and everyone knows who he is. The price has been going nuts. So like, yeah, this one's $700,000. Pretty sure some have sold for $1 million.
This is totally Satoshi behind. Satoshi starts this monster. He or she is just this failing artist with the stupidest little emoji art. Yeah. And it's like my master plan.
This stuff's pretty good. I saw some of these bulls.
Oh,
the bulls are nice. The cyberpunks are fucking stupid. Those I don't like. I don't know how. Yeah, see, whatever they're called.
Those are old. So those are almost as old as crypto kitties. And now they're selling. One of them sold 2 days ago for $1 million. And you could buy them for $10.
What do you do with it?
Nothing.
What do you do with it?
It's like, so the whole point is that like you're the only one who has it and everyone knows you have it because you put it on your Twitter bio. Anyone can do that. But like you say, this is my address. Look at what I got. And then you resell it and you make bank. So like you pay $20 for this thing. It goes crazy. But as I'm saying all this is quite literally the definition of a bubble. This is what a bubble is. So we're in one big time. Like these things shouldn't be worth $700,000, but they are.
What I like about this though, okay, so advantages of non-fungible tokens is one, you can trace it back to the source. So it's just verified as is pretty much with Ethereum. And then also what's cool, and I want you to confirm or deny it, you can get a cut as the artist when people resell your art. So it's not like a one-time thing. I sold it off and then whatever happens, if the price goes up, I get no share of that. Now you can share forever in sort of royalty deal.
Exactly.
That's accurate?
So that's what a lot of these, that was the original sell on a lot of these NFTs like a year ago. So imagine if Kanye, every time Yeezy sold on the GOAT app or wherever you're buying Yeezys, got 2%, right? Kanye doesn't need any more money. He's fine. But that's what this would be. It's, yeah, I buy the art directly from the artist. He's going to get the sale from that art. But if I sell it to you, he's also getting a percentage of that. And it's all in code.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in code. Can this art be stolen like art can be stolen in real life?
So the only way it can be stolen is if someone gets your private key or your password. So I have a wallet, right? And the wallet is literally just like a password protected thing. If you get my password, you get all my art, you get all my stuff. So that's how you would steal it.
And so why is yours in the frame behind you?
Some guy has done that on YouTube before. He's put his private key on.
I know,
you told us. $2 million. I tell you that? Yeah. Yeah. So it's hard to get
look
these
at that
things
callback. Holy shit.
Wow.
He's smarter than he looks.
He's got a memory.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
What was... Oh, sorry. You go, Ian. You know more about all this shit, so I should shut up.
I was just going to say, like...
What were you going to say?
It's good for artists because this guy who has all these followers can monetize his art in this new way, digitally. So it's like there's this new culture emerging of digital hype beasts. So it's like, I have all the Supreme, all this Kith and Gucci and whatever, but now there's people who are, it's like, I have all this Beeple, I have all the crypto punk, and they're out there. They're digital hype beasts, and they're like, look at all this digital swag I have. Like, you can check the blockchain, it's actually mine. You can see what I paid for it, like right there. If you want to buy it, you can bid on it right now. It'll go to you. You can be anywhere in the world, 24/7. It's sweet. You're like an art curator. It's like, I want to get in. Like, if you have an artist you think is cool and is just starting to do this, you buy up all their stuff, and maybe one day it'll be worth way more. So it's becoming a culture. That's what's happened in the last 6 months. Like, digital hype beasts.
First movers are crushing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was one of the ideas on my first million, kind of related, I guess. You kind of basically, oh my god, I have like 30 ideas going through my head, and it's all merging in one. Basically, what Uniswap does is, like, you guys are just selling pickaxes to the miners in the gold rush. Like, that's the beautiful spot to be in. You're just kind of facilitate. Well, granted, you're not selling. You're like, just letting them use it, but whatever. Yeah. But same sort of idea. They're like, what if you have all this art, but you can't really display it in the real world nicely, like you can with a painting? And buying a TV is this clunky sort of setup. Like, you don't want to, it just doesn't look great. So if there's some sort of good ass digital frame that you can put up and just connect it to your account, and it'll just put up whatever digital art you want, like that's a cool ass business.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
No, there's no good ones. Everyone's been asking for it. Everyone needs that right now. That's it. Someone needs to make one that it does a hologram version, and then a big one that goes on your wall that ties directly into your crypto wallet. That's $1 million right there for you. You're right. That's it. That's the idea.
Wow.
Belky, come on.
Million's not enough. That's only $1 million?
Probably more. Probably way more.
Sounds like
Ian's not the best at monetization. So
yeah, we're not good at this. You're asking the wrong two guys.
We're all bad at it. Well, yeah, I think there's so much shit there. So whether you're like producing the actual frame for you to display, and like everything's just status. So how can you prove to the world that you're dope outside of just your computer screen? I think that's cool as shit. Another thing I saw on Twitter too was like OnlyFans. If OnlyFans people got into this stuff, and now you're selling your semi-porn, and you're like, oh, I got the only video of this girl. I don't know if you can do videos yet, but like whatever it is, that's massive.
Like, if you got the first Lana Rhoades like scene with some certain dude, and like there's only one, like that'd go for a lot of money,
dude. And this is the nerd world. They'd fucking lose their shit. They'd
go
spend
nuts.
So much.
Yeah, no.
Ox is getting 100K. Imagine Lana Rhoades. Oh my god.
There was some girl on. Do you guys use Clubhouse?
Fuck Clubhouse.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'm with you. Fuck Clubhouse. But there was some girl selling her digital dildos as NFTs. She was crushing it. She's making bank.
Did she use them?
No, they're digital,
dude.
I know. So why do people want them?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like a video or a photo would be a lot more valuable than this thing that obviously they didn't use. And just like I'm going through kind of all the opportunities in terms of, like, obviously collectibles, art, whatever. Video games, I'm still kind of confused about how exactly that works.
Yeah,
there's video game NFTs
and music. Music is huge. We can talk about both of those. We can talk about
with video games. Music kind of makes sense based on what we've talked about.
Yeah. So there's one that's blowing up right now called NBA Top Shot. I don't know if you've heard of it, but like, a lot of NBA fans are just playing this game like barely even, they don't even know it's crypto. But like the NBA partnered with this blockchain called Flow. I made this first landing page for this website like 2 years ago, and now it's finally blowing up. I got no credit.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, but basically they do these things where they drop these packs, like digital card packs, and you have to get in line to buy one. But if you get one, it opens up and you have all these trading cards of different basketball players. Some of them are like little videos of them doing a certain dunk or like, I don't know, like a certain play in a game. But people trade them and they sell them back and forth. And some of them, like my friends, this dude who knows nothing about computers or crypto or anything was telling me last weekend, he paid like $2,000 for a pack of these things. It's already up to like 20 grand. He's like, should I sell it? I'm like, no way, dude. That thing's going to like, it's going to 5X. But it's a game. And this one's actually like a real game because it's NBA. Like there's stuff attached to it. Like it's licensed by the NBA. There's like, you can get a LeBron card and it's worth a ton because it's a LeBron, which is sick. So that one's like that one's fun and you can play it now and it's not like bullshit cats on the internet. Like it's actually the NBA and it's kind of fun. So yeah, I think there's going to be more. Like Logan, no, I don't play it. I didn't buy any. I don't know a lot about basketball, so it's not my thing. Logan Paul made a card last week. Which not a lot of people talk about. Gary Vaynerchuk has been all over.
I saw all this shit about like, yeah, with like virtual real estate and like maps within game. Like I was thinking, say for example, I don't know how any of this shit works, but like if take Call of Duty, because I play Call of Duty, that's the only video game I play. But if I designed a map and like say I designed Rust and Rust didn't exist or Rust 2.0 and I could like charge people entrance to my world to play. I don't fully understand it, but like I heard that you can charge people entrance to come and like be on your game or your space in the game.
Why would you want to pay to do
Well, I don't know if this is real. I might be making up. Is that feasible or am I like
COD's
did I
like
misunderstand
$50?
things?
Yeah. See, you could do that. But the cooler thing is you need to tap into this hype culture. That's the only thing propelling any of this, right? So it's like, yeah, you could charge people to get into Rust, but it'd be way cooler if you could collect the MP5 and there's only 500 of them, right? Because then it's hype, then it's clout. Or like you're the first person who has like...
so like you'd be playing the game and there are only 500 people in the game and the person that just killed you had it and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Or like if you killed them, you got their Blue Tiger MP5 and could sell it somewhere else. That'd be nice, right? Like how crazy. COD's already nuts, like in the lobbies, right? Imagine if when you killed someone, like you got their thing and you could sell it on Uniswap. People go nuts. People go crazy.
My word.
The hackers, it'd be over.
Yeah, the hackers would go crazy. But that'd be the funnest game in the world, right?
Everything, all your perks, all your attachments, like everything's an NFT.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
why I'm like,
games.
that's where this world, I see so much opportunity there because that's already digital. So something there, I don't know how the fuck it'd work, but yeah.
Yeah, the value here is like, yeah, you can make anything a digital collectible, but can you get people to hype around it? Can they sell these things on the open market? That's the new thing that's going on here. Neopets was the same thing as CryptoKitties, right? It like the exact same game, just with more things, and there were markets on the internet for Neopet stuff. You could sell things on eBay. You could go to Neopet meetups and you could buy accounts. You could, people did that. But it's a pain in the ass. Imagine if I could click like 4 buttons and I could trade you my whatever Neopet thing for like way more money. Or like I breed this really nice Neopet and I sell that, right? Like the only difference now is that you can sell these things for money. And like it makes people hysterical. The culture of hype is like digital and these people go nuts. Like you should see what they've been paying. Like the DJ Blau, if you know him, it's like 3 Lau.
Oh yeah, 3 Lau. Yeah, whatever.
He's huge. I was talking to him the other day and he was like, you got it, which is crazy, but he's big into these things. So he released NFT versions of his songs and his fans go nuts because they can buy one of like 10 of his OG songs. And like, yeah, anyone can listen to the song, but there's hype and it's cool to have the digital version of it, right? Like I can go on Spotify and listen to that, but if I own that, that's hype. Like that's
it
cool.
the rights? You own the rights to it or no? It's just this token.
It's just a token. It's the only reason it's valuable is because other people know that.
That's the thing. One. I think there's so much opportunity in the display. Somehow you bring this to the real world.
Yes.
And then
you've got like a gold record.
Yeah.
That's only playing that NFT. Like that's
kind of like how you redeem it for socks
art.
But I feel like you kind of have to be able to redeem it, but still prove that someone didn't just rip it off and produce the same socks in China.
Totally. Yeah.
Now you get back to the real world identification.
That's the issue now because people love showing off. So it's like if in my house I could show off all my digital things, that'd be sick. You know, like that's human nature. Like look at all this stuff I have. Like
what you got?
Yeah. What do you got? Like what?
No. What do you actually have? Like what are you in?
My digital portfolio. I don't have much actually. I have some Unisocks. But they're redeemed, so they're not cool.
You said you got drunk a few nights ago and got into this Beeple Bop thing.
He's been into that for a while.
But like, do you have certain NFTs that you're just stoked about and you own? Or
I'm in this thing called B20, which is an index fund that indexes across all of Beeple's arts, which is another crazy thing here. Like you can invest in a tech index fund. Or I'm invested in a meme index fund. So it's like the more people buy these crazy paintings.
Now you're worrying me.
Yeah. This stuff is nuts. it's nuts. But I dumped into this. It's called B20. It's like an index fund on top of his art. So it's like, I don't want to buy a very expensive Beeple NFT. Like that's risking a lot of money. I think they're all going to go down. If I could short them, I would. But if I buy the index fund in the short term, that thing's going up. Like right now,
that's smart. But also, you did just say if you'd short it, you could. But here you are dumping everything you have into the asset.
Short term,
ride
play.
The wave, baby.
Yeah, short term play. I think we're in a bubble. So like, if you could short it in the long term, I would. But long story short, like. That's the kind of stuff you can do with this, right? Like there's all this art coming in, there's memes, there's hype. You can buy index funds on top of them. And it's a crazy alternative investment because like, why have your money sitting in your bank account when you can buy your favorite Instagram guy's newest thing and it like will triple in value? Know.
Well, that's what they would do with art just as tax havens. They'd buy art and then store it in this facility that's kind of in this international weird zone. I remember like a 60 Minutes on it or something. Definitely. But I assume this is like, especially when your identification isn't clear online. I don't know exactly how it works, but I feel like you can store a lot of value in these places and like government's so slow and they're all old people. Like who the fuck knows what's going on?
Yeah. It's a massive money laundering opportunity as well.
Now you're speaking our language.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. Cause you can because it's not like you're buying Bitcoin. There's like tax laws around buying Bitcoin, but there's no laws about me buying 10 socks, right? Like there's nothing. There will be maybe.
Smart man. Smart man.
I ain't got no revenue.
Yeah, there's no revenue. That's what fine art is,
so
right?
In terms of opportunities, is that like what really gets you the most excited? That's not, whoa.
We lost him. You start talking about taxes and just gets picked off.
Taxes, the plane crashing with everyone.
Hold on, you're frozen and you're back. Okay, Dylan.
Yeah, you cut out for a second. We're back now.
I think we're all back. So with opportunities in terms of, we mentioned a few, at least stuff that's been on my mind, OnlyFans in person, like show your status. Is there anything else that we're missing that like seems cool to ride the wave?
Yeah, I think as far as riding the wave goes, follow the artists that you find, the artists that you like that are getting in. So Blau's like a major EDM artist. He's been doing some cool stuff, but he was saying like some Coachella headliners will be getting in like the next couple of months. Like I'm guessing Deadmau5 is going to do it. Like all these people. If you like them, I get some of their stuff, follow it. And that's like one way to like get involved. But as creators, you can also, once you reach a certain level of influence, you can start doing these things for your own fans. So you could say like, if you buy the Smart Nonsense NFT, you'll get into like a private chat room or something, or like I don't know. You can go crazy with it. Or you can just make art and say like, here you go, buy the NFT.
I wonder, do you know Patreon, Ian?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wonder if they move into the space, like selling NFTs for all their artists.
I was literally just before this call, I was talking to this guy, Alan Hugh, who was talking to their CTO yesterday, and he was saying they are thinking
Who
about
is
it.
Sam
something. He's been on like Casey's blog before, I think.
I know Jack Coyne and Sam.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Well, that's. I feel like creators in general, they can't monetize for shit. Talk about not being able to monetize. So this is the new wave for them, and this is something that, because my dad was asking, he's like, all right, sure, the hype is here, but like, what's long term going to be valuable? Maybe there's still something there 5 years from now in terms of just creators putting out select rare content.
Yeah, I think we should pivot. Like you said, this is all kind of degenerate hype stuff. Like, where are we in 5 years? What's still around? Any of this art? Like, what's kind of to come from all that craziness?
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, like we've seen it explode so fast. It's been super fun because all these artists, all these people are getting into it very quickly because it's blowing up so fast. As a result of it happening so fast, we've got ourselves in somewhat of a bubble. So things are extremely overvalued. Like, it was never the goal to be printing this guy millions of dollars in a month. So I think what happens is prices converge back to much lower levels. Like, these things are ridiculous. Like, there's no way. It's not sustainable. It's not accessible. It's ludicrous. So I think, yeah, like this idea of selling a $1 million digital thing will probably not happen very often. But in 5 years, it's still an incredibly useful technology for artists and creators and people to deliver things literally directly to their fans. And then those people now have this token that plugs into the rest of Ethereum. You can get into these complex financial mechanisms, kind of like an index fund on certain types of art, or a index fund on a certain genre of music. Say you like house music, or you get in this NFT index fund on a certain genre of house music. So you get these crazy intersection of art and finance in ways to either invest your own money, ways to interact with your fans. As a fan, you can get these things directly from the artists you like. You'll get special privileges for having them. So like Blau's already giving like concert tickets, backstage stuff, vinyls, this kind of thing. He's even giving recording times to people who have the NFTs. So I think in the long term, we're going to see way more of it, and then way more garbage. It's going to be the same thing as like music, right? When the internet came around, we started seeing way more music get produced, but 99% of it was garbage. But it allowed certain stars to rise through that maybe wouldn't have risen before. So like the kid in the middle of the Midwest, but he has access to the internet and he's making music now, and it's actually really good. So it's like, I think it's like going to be the same thing. Internet enabled a lot more volume, a lot more noise, and a lot more garbage, but it let certain people shine that may have not shine before. I think this is kind of like the same thing, but for artists, independent creators. You're going to be able to just make a living on your own, interact with your fans, and you can do all this stuff so fast and on the internet. You don't need to collaborate with you don't need to collaborate with an Apple to make a drop for your new favorite thing. You just go do it. So in 5 years, I think that's like the serious lens of this. It's like there'll be a lot of garbage, but for things that are high quality, artists that are high quality, like it's an investment opportunity. It's just like a new thing in art. And that's probably what it's going to be. And there's probably going to be things we can't even imagine now, because we're just getting started. This stuff is brand new, but like that's the pitch, I'd say, for this kind of stuff. That's why I think it's cool.
For a creator to actually sell their own piece, whatever it would be, their non-fungible token, how hard is it for them to do it? Like I'm imagining, I don't know, whoever we like, I can't even think of a single person right now, but whatever. Like say we want to do it. How hard is it with zero knowledge? All right, the All In podcast, we like that a lot. Like Chamath Palihapitiya, he wants to sell, I don't know, his microphone from the podcast.
bought a ton of NFTs, by the way. But yeah,
Okay,
made
so
so
he
let's
probably
say he
doesn't
wants
need
to
it.
create his own. But
Right. How hard is it? Like, could someone with no knowledge come in and create it? Or is there room for like a service that's like, hey, we'll just do it for you?
Yep. Yeah. So those services are what has enabled, I think, this last boom. One's called Our Zora. Another one's called Rarible. There's other ones too, but they've started that service. So you go on their website. The thing is, you do need crypto to do this right now, and that's hard. It's still like
But
non-trivial.
I saw, what is it? Nifty Gateway. You can buy
Nifty
that with
Gateway is a
cash.
huge one. Yep. Yeah. So they're doing a really good job because you can do it with cash. Basically, you go onto their website, you upload your art, your song, whatever, you give it a description, you say how many of them you want to create, you select a fee, like do you want to earn a fee every time they get traded or not? You just go through a form and then you click mint, you click a button. They might charge you it's expensive to do this right now because
like,
Ethereum,
what's expensive?
a couple $100 probably to do this. Like, so you're gonna pay to.
It's a flat fee though to drop whatever you're going to drop.
It's a variable fee, but it's flat. But it's based on like the network congestion. So if a lot of people are using Ethereum, it gets really expensive. If no one's using it,
I saw the fucking gas limits. Them having to change that shit because there's so much
there you
hype.
go. Yeah,
I was like, gas limits. Just a lot, like because you can only do so many transactions per
gas.
second.
exactly.
They have to raise the price, like
okay.
supply and demand.
Okay.
It's too much heat. But those services, yeah, they exist, and that's what's powering a ton of this. So those are some of them. I think there's still a ton of work to be done. That's if you're going to focus on this from like a tech service perspective, that's where the most work is to be done. How do you get even less technical people to get involved and do it? NBA Top Shot's probably doing the best job on the consumer end because like normal people just buy those things and they have no idea it's on the blockchain. But yeah, like that. This is a gold mine for people who are looking for new opportunities that are interested in the intersection of like tech and art. Like there are so many problems with the ones that exist. There's so much demand. There's so much money. Investors are going nuts over this stuff. So yeah, those services, like you mentioned, the in-between kind of thing is like, that's a nice place to focus.
It reminds me of, because we just read a book yesterday, had a podcast about it, how Van Gogh, he worked his whole life and everyone just shit all over his art. They thought it was terrible. He went crazy, cut off his ear, killed himself. And then years later, his art pieces are selling for millions. And that means nothing to his family because it's already gone, basically. So that's why just the creator solution really seems crazy. So with making it easy for creators and then
displaying it is the
it.
other big.
Is there anything else we're missing that's cool? Like
I think those are definitely the two biggest ones. There's this other weird role that's emerging that I know some people like this is their job now, where they are crypto managers for regular artists. So like a person like me will go to a person like Tiesto and be like, I'm going to help you deal with all your crypto shit. And then I'm the guy who talks with these crypto services and says, hey, we want to do a drop. Can we do this, this, and this? I go back to Tiesto and I say, all right, get some art. What kind of thing do you want to make? And what do you want your fans to get? And then I go back to this crypto service and say like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And you're the middleman. I know like multiple people who that's their job now. And like, that's a weird role that's popping up. This like manager
agents.
A digital agent.
You're a digital
crypto agent.
You're a digital agent or like a brand. I don't even know, consultant or something.
You're just a gangster.
Yeah, it's sweet.
You're just mobbing the streets selling cryptos.
Just flipping digital stocks.
YouTube, Google wouldn't get into this though. It's got to be like a Patreon's kind of nimble still.
They would.
They'd fuck with it probably. Obviously, they're kind of debating it, but
yep.
It keeps evolving. Like literally, I don't know. I guess because we did see with Bitcoin, obviously, Elon Musk bought a ton for Tesla, like on behalf of Tesla or whatever.
On the cap table, right?
And so now it's starting to get more, what do you call that when it's like big companies?
Mainstream.
Yeah. Whatever you want to say. Yeah. what is it? There's a word for it that's like industrial. I don't know what the fuck it is, but a lot of big companies are starting to buy it. Whereas institutional, that's what I wanted. Yes, hey, found it again. All right, so institutional, it's getting more institutional. So I feel like there's so much opportunity. Obviously, you were working with John Hancock and like they were trying to figure it out, but maybe they're just too slow. But now that they're starting to figure it out, if you're connected with that world, like I feel like our friend, there's just so many people that could bridge the gap if they just learn some basics again.
Yeah, because like there's a team at the NBA, right? And the NBA is a big organization, but the NBA realizes that the NBA makes most of their money off of 2K. Actually, like that's where most of their money comes. But there's a team there that is new about crypto, and they made this game and it's wildly successful. So yeah, like you could be that person for any other organization that has some,
or like NHL or something. I'm sure would do the same thing.
And you just have to be open to the idea of this new big thing. It's like every other bubble.
Exactly.
I like.
Yeah, I think you're thinking, because we have a friend who's just an excellent golfer. He should go help the PGA like run an NFT.
Totally.
I feel like I don't even know like who the fuck you'd approach there, but that's why I like the display thing, because you don't have to go to anyone. You just create it and
you approach one of Ian's crypto agent friends and get him to plug you in.
Exactly.
Bridge the gap.
They'd hook you up.
So
the display.
All right.
The display is more of like a standalone thing that you could build in isolation, and it would probably work. Everyone wants that. Everyone talks about it all the time. No one's made a good one. Can't wait till this exists.
Well, we gotta make like jewelry or some shit. Like
that's the other thing. Like I've seen there's been this weird trend in like streetwear where like there's like digital displays on necklaces and stuff. You could do something there where
that is a thing.
Yeah, right.
Like, but not with NFTs.
No, but if you could do it there, that'd be pretty.
Or like a watch, the display on the watch.
I think
that'd be dope.
We go to Target and get those old. That would be, but we get those like old digital picture frames, and you just take a USB and load it up on there and put it on the counter.
Yeah, but I feel like these are all techie people.
I know,
that are in
right?
it, so they expect high quality.
Yeah,
but also apparently you can say anything you want and it becomes whatever you want it to be. So you can just be like, this is the thing. What do you want to do, Ian?
All you'd have to do, get the picture frame. You write up a piece of software that says like, you log in with your wallet somehow, like you click a button. Then you use the OpenSea API that like your buddies, they have a thing that you can just grab all the pictures and then you're good. That's how it would work.
I guess we gotta. Henry's taking. I was taking it, but then I kind of dropped off. What is it, CS50 or whatever?
Yeah, Harvard's free.
He was trying to learn some of this, but I don't know if that's the best way to get.
No. That's not the full story. The three of us, the roommates. Actually, I was the third one to be forced into it to learn. They're like, "Yeah, we got all this time. Let's learn how to code."
Nice.
And I was like, I don't really need that right now. I'm the only one still doing it.
You're still sticking with it? I took that.
Yeah, I love it. No, it's great.
Oh, really?
I love it. I'm trying to get them back on it, but
do it, guys.
Is that the best thing to do for people to learn about this shit? I feel like it's kind of a roundabout way.
You should. It depends where your goals are. If you want to be, I think everyone should do an intro CS class the same way everyone should learn a second language. Just do it for the sake of being like a human in modern society. If you want to become a software developer, you should probably just start writing a lot of code and like look at other people's code. If you want to be more knowledgeable and you work in software, intro class is great because it gives you it shows you what's what.
Right. So they've been saying like, we just want to go to the source. Let's just, like you said, write a bunch of code, learn. And I'm like, well, first principles, let's understand.
I don't know if I just want to be able to recognize good from bad or like what seems hard from easy.
Just look at it. That's like, you can learn interior design by just subscribing to every magazine and consuming it completely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's style.
This shit's cool. Ian, is there anything else we're missing for NFTs or anything? I know we got to talk about Colombia at some point, and when we're when that shit's going down. I got the Spanish. I got the second language. I didn't get the coding part.
Nice.
Dylan's got an old girlfriend who's down in Colombia.
Oh,
so he'll have to go down there and find her.
Let's go.
We're
That's
going
kind of
Bogotá? Where are we going?
Yeah.
Medellin.
As far as the NFTs go, no, I think we nailed it. Like, long story short, with all this,
We should have Belky summarize it.
There's too much to summarize.
Yes.
There's
What
too
do you
much to
think?
summarize.
No,
Can you
just
give me
like
a pop quiz?
give the bare bones like one sentence story brand shit. Like, what is NFT?
I
/
really
why is it
like, Ian, I don't know what timestamp it was at, but when you explained it like 2001, like the internet, right? It was this thing that enabled, it flattened the world. It enabled creators and kids in their basement from all over the world to talk to people somewhere else or send their music to California for somebody else to listen to. And it's the same thing happening for artists right now with NFTs.
Are you filibustering? Right? What the fuck is it?
Am I filibustering? It's a non-fungible token. And it's this thing, I don't know, it's this thing that exists on the blockchain, right? That's where you know it's legit and you're the owner of it. It's open source. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows that. People are flexing with them. But I think by and large, what I got, Ian, is we're in this bubble. It's mostly just hype right now. It's cool, the things it can enable people to do in 5-10 years. But right now, it's mostly just this shared belief that
Ian,
this
when
weird
the
little thing is.
when the hell are people going to start using Bitcoin and Ethereum? I know we talked about it before.
Right,
we
said the
still
other
don't
day,
see it. It's
Has
pissing us
anybody
off.
ever used a smart contract?
Like,
Yeah,
other
all the
than
time.
Uniswap, obviously,
But,
literally your company.
That's the thing. Like, people are using them. You use them. Use a lot of what you use Ethereum for is for investing right now in alternative assets and getting yield. It's a place to park your money, and it's great. Like, the people who are doing it, you have to be very savvy to do it. But you can make a lot of money. So right now, that's still one of the biggest things. You can make a lot of money. You can earn yield. It's an investment. But Ethereum's starting to be used for this. That is one thing. This is Ethereum. Bitcoin is doing what it's supposed to.
Is this Ian's way of telling us he wants to leave?
Investment vehicle.
This has been the longest one yet.
I don't know if I lost you guys.
I think so.
Did I lose you?
He's gone. Look at him. He looks lost. Oh no, he's completely gone. You ended it, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, you guys were gone for a sec too. People are using them. It's still hard to use. So mainstream. We're just seeing mainstream with like this NBA game. That's probably the first one.
That's like the internet. Like dial-up was hard and a pain to use.
Exactly.
So only the savviest people were actually doing it.
Exactly.
But what are we still waiting for? Is it that just more transactions still that we kind of talked about a while back, or
we're waiting?
It's also a pain in the ass. Like, there's a lot of friction with figuring out. That's why I love the whatever it's called, where you could buy it with cash.
Yeah, exactly.
The gateway. But
yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting for better UX still, and better apps. Like, if like regular people are now like trading stocks now is a regular thing, but when I was 15, that was not a regular thing. Like you couldn't download an app and just trade stocks through your debit card. That was crazy back then. It was like, Mom, Dad, how do I trade stocks? Now it's like I can trade stocks. We're still at the point where it's like, I can invest in this thing called DeFi. Like, what's that? Some people get it. The savvier of us who are more technically inclined can do it. We're just getting to the point where it's becoming easier. So we just still need better apps, better UX, better password management. We need that. And we need just people to learn about it. And then they're going to be like, oh, wait, I should put a lot of my money in here because it's great for earning yield. And then these creators come in and do this whole NFT thing. And then in a couple of years, that's going to be a big thing too. So it's happening. It's getting pretty real. Still small though, still early. So if you get in now, it's still a good time to do that.
I really want to get this OnlyFans shit off the ground. I think there's a lot of money there.
I bet you do. I see you filming every night.
Just talk to this guy. Talk to the guy. His name is Amin. I'll find his Twitter. He runs this company called Spank Chain, and they do porn on Ethereum. But
nice.
It's sweet.
I'm gonna go deep in this world.
All right, you should let Ian go.
Yeah, I won't get into that whole thing.
We'll end on Ethereum porn shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian, anything else while we're still here, or is that?
No, I think we nailed it. I think we're this one's a lot more fun than last time because this stuff is actually like at least interesting to me, at least. Like I can buy a digital collectible for this.
I mean,
thing.
last time was also fun. The fact that you're the only person who's been on more than once and you've been on 3 times. It's like on SNL, the 5 host club or whatever. It's just like the Ian club.
We're gonna ship you out.
Yeah, last thing I'll say is at one point I got to come to the studio and we'll do something in person.
True.
Yeah, at some point.
Although I did have Beery on and it was really awkward for a really long time.
Really?
But now we've never been in person with another person this close, and I was never really friends with Beery, less so than you. So no, but he likes us now. He was hitting me up to hang out.
Amazing.
I gotta get back to him. But
all right,
well,
that'll be
Ian,
that'll be our next thing. But thanks for letting me talk about this stuff.
Every 6 months or so, we'll meet up summer in Chicago.
Definitely.
All right, bro.
Ian, thank you for the wisdom.